So today I want to talk about masculinity. There's this lovely, lovely thing that has been going around for quite some time. This buzz phrase called toxic masculinity. It is complete garbage, right? And we're going to talk about why. So, and it relates to what's going on with the riots. It really does. It relates to that. It relates to the current culture of society that we're in. Relates to a lot of things that are going on right now, and why we're so damn screwed up. And it's funny. I thought of this topic because after the Memorial Day protest, I mentioned in a previous video, I had a young man come up to me afterwards while we were breaking down. We were pretty much done. I was just waiting on Jackie to pull her car up, of watching her stuff so I could help her carry it to her car. And this young man walks up to me and he said, look, I wanted to talk to you, but I had to wait until my friends left. So I wanted to thank you for this, for what you're doing here. And he mentioned the fact that he was a gay Democrat, and most of his friends were Democrats. So yeah, I mean, and he was like maybe 25 years old. So like, I don't know. But he was a young man. He was clean cut, looked fine. He was well spoken. Like he was a good kid. And after we got done talking about, the Constitution and Democrats versus Republican and that whole false dichotomy, what we talked about was, he mentioned the fact that he felt there needed to be more real men in America again. And I can't disagree with him. It's a sad state. Let me see here. Hold on. Try to get this back. There we go. It's a sad state when considering yourself a man's man, or just stereotypical male is considered a bad thing. It's really quite a horrible state. What did this say? Irwin, I've never been more ashamed to be from Chicago after the rioting downtown, a bunch of immature assholes. Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff. I mean, but Chicago is not alone in that. It is pretty freaking ridiculous everywhere. The society is like, I mean, I'm out here in the suburbs right now. What am I off of? Like 32 or something like that, out in the like Aurora, Batavia area, and you couldn't tell anything is going on. I mean, the guys driving their motorcycles around, everything's green. Wendy's is open, Walgreens is open. You can't tell nothing's going on. But then in certain parts of the world, like cities are burning to the ground. Cops are being beaten and assaulted. Rioters and protesters are being beaten and assaulted as well. From what I was watching, it's pretty crazy. So, and that's what I want to talk to tonight. Talk about tonight is this idea of masculinity. So first off, let's just talk about what the word means. Like, forget the twisted definition that it has become. Masculinity or masculine, comes from the word masculus, which just means male. That's all it means, is male. And it that's all it means, is male or male characteristics. So when you talk about toxic sorry about that. You're talking about how men are bad. Like, that's what you're talking about. And if you're going to single out an entire half of the population of planet Earth, and say that they're bad, like, so are you saying women are good and men are bad? Like, is that the dichotomy to split people? Is that all men are bad? Because that's a completely backwards ass way of thinking. That all men are bad. I mean, I don't subscribe to the philosophy that men are better than women. I don't believe in that whatsoever. But I also don't believe women are better than men. We're different. That's all. We are supposed to be different. We are biologically designed to be different. And both of us have pros and cons. You know, it's like asking which is better, a tiger or a wolf. Depends on the situation. You know, a tiger could be good in some situations where a wolf wouldn't be, and a wolf would be good enough in situations where the tiger wouldn't be. Like, what? Like, it's irrelevant. It's stupid. It's a dichotomy that doesn't need to be drawn. And here's how the definition is twisted, right? They add in that it's all about aggression, right? Men are aggressive. All men are aggressive. So being a man is bad. Well, fuck off. That's not the case. I mean, especially in today's day and age, most men are not aggressive. There still remains a small percentage of the male population that is aggressive, but honestly, women on the whole have become more aggressive than men. So this idea that masculinity is bad is stupid. It's completely ridiculous. And you know, the idea that aggression is even bad is a dumb idea. Aggression is a tool. Aggression is useful. What's bad is becoming aggressive without respect, because you have to be aggressive. If you're negotiating for a pay raise, if you're trying to get a job, if you're competing in business, you should be aggressive. Whether you're a man or a woman, you should be aggressive with that. There are times when it's not good and it's disrespectful to be aggressive. Elizabeth, one of the people who coordinates a lot of stuff out in California, she was telling me she went to a gas station and she was trying to do the no mask thing and gave the guy that she's been shopping with for like 26 years, known her all that time. He stood up and he started to get extremely intimidating towards her, very, very aggressive towards her, in order to physically, just with his physical presence alone, to subdue her and to try to get her to comply. That is not aggressive. That's disrespectful. I mean, it's disrespectful use of aggression, granted, but the aggression is not the bad part. The disrespectful part is. And that's what's going on with these riots. They are being disrespectfully aggressive. There's nothing wrong with being outraged at what happened. Everyone should be. Everybody should be outraged at what happened. But to take the aggression to the point of destroying the things that they are destroying is no longer productive. It's no longer effective. It is just destructive for destructive sake. It's like the line out of one of the newer Batman movies, the Christian Bale ones. Some men just want to watch the world burn. That's all you're doing. You're just wanting to watch the world burn. And that's not just men or women, or men, it's women too. I watched a lot of this crap in what's going on in LA. The women are on the front line pushing cops and starting shit. It's not the men, the giant black guy who looks like he should be the most aggressive one. He's standing back. And then if she gets in trouble, he'll pull her back and protect her. We had some of the where was that? Was that in Kentucky? We had a whole row of giant black dudes who protected an officer. That's respectful aggression. Like, use your rage, fine, but don't use it in disrespectful, unproductive, ineffective ways. This is the idiocy of what you people are doing. And I don't mean you people as in black people. I mean you idiots who are protesting. Granted, maybe there's a majority that are black in that group, but it's not all black. I looked at that group. There's Hispanic, there's whites. You people that are protesting are idiots. You are doing it in a way that will cause no positive change at all. None whatsoever. You're a child throwing a frickin' hissy fit. That's it. That's all you're currently doing in each one of these cities. You know what? You need to stop. Where the fuck were you when we were trying to actually make a difference? When we were trying to do things the right way? You were sitting on your ass. It wasn't until this guy has his neck stomped out. Businesses are dying around you and you don't care. That's ineffective aggression. That's you throwing a hissy fit. Where were you when you were needed at these rallies and these protests that were actually or could have been effective? You weren't around. Why? Because George Soros wasn't paying you then. But I want to talk about the definition of aggression real quick. I looked this up. I found this to be one of the most amazing things, right? Aggression is hostile or It's hostile or violent behavior or attitude towards another. Readiness to attack or confront. That is it. It is hostile or violent behavior or attitude. Aggression is needed. You need to be aggressive sometimes. Society has become too civil, so we don't need it as much. It's not as necessary, but it still is. You know, you're competing for a job. Oh hell, you're in a grocery store trying to get the last package of toilet paper. You should be a little bit aggressive. Still respectful, but a little bit aggressive. But when shouldn't you be aggressive? Maybe when you're talking to your wife or husband. Maybe when you're talking to a police officer. Now, and don't get me wrong, I see a time when aggression may be very, very useful in America to solve the problems that we currently have. This could be a thing. We actually could hit a moment in time where we, the people, have to be aggressive, where that is the direction it goes. And that is the only thing that will change the current state of affairs in America. When it is the only option to save our constitutional republic, then it's okay. But that is not this. That is not what has been going on for the last 4 or 5 days. What has been going on for the last 4 or 5 days is a childish hissy fit. It is a temper tantrum. That's all it is. It's a freaking temper tantrum. You're throwing a temper tantrum that you can't get your way. That's all you're doing. It is ineffective. So why not just be effective? That's all I advocate for. Effectiveness. Be productive. Get what you actually want out of the situation. How do you do that? You do that by doing the right actions. You don't do that by acting like a child and destroying shit. A lot of it being your own community stuff. You don't get what you actually want out of the situation by doing that. All you're doing is destroying stuff. That's it. So, anyway, that's all my point is. Masculinity is not toxic. Aggression is not bad. We actually need more masculinity. We need more aggression in society. But we need to temper it with respect, with responsibility. That is what we need, okay? And that goes for these freaking idiotic riots.